Sylvie.
Look. Snow. Look. Still there. Right.
Behind the new houses in the 19th century was located a threatening citadel, a Russian fortress garrison dated to the 17th, 19th century. The construction of fortifications was initiated by the Swedes to protect the city from the side of the sea. The fortress had 6 bastions, 2 navies, a moat, and a stock of weapons for the army of 30,000. Today, on the side of the fortress you can see a church of Peter and Paul, old warehouses and stables, as well as a house of a commandant, and in front of them is a memorial buste of Anna Kerr, a beloved woman of Alexander Pushkin. The great Russian poet devoted an immortal poetry to this woman. Now, take a look at the other side. These are the piers of the Riga free port and the building of the Riga's passenger port. From 13th to the early 20th century there were commercial boats and ships of foreign merchants. Stop H. Seaport. According to the legend, a long time ago, the ships of the Knights of the Templar Order entered the mouth of the Daugava. Fleeing persecution of French King Philip the Fair, the Templars brought here untold riches, which up to this day are hidden in the ancient castles of Latvia. Daugava is the biggest river in Latvia. Dune in German, Zapadная Двина in Russian. The width of the river near the bridges is about 700 meters, and in the mouth 1.5 kilometers. The valley of the Daugava River has always been associated with the Latvian myth and tales. Since a long time ago, the names of heroes and characters of ancient legends, Aizkrauklis, Stabradze, Lāčplēsis, Spīdola, became the names of the geographical locations, and later, even the Latvian fashion brands. Today, there are 3 power plant dams built on Daugava. Their water has flooded many historical monuments and folklore. At the end of the 19th and beginning of the 20th century, the port of Riga became the largest in the Russian Empire for transshipment of timber and ranked 3rd in the overall turnover. The port bought the first icebreaker, built an elevator and refrigerator, opened trade railway junction. We enter into the district of Riga's architectural heritage. In the park, you can see a grey building of the former Central Committee of the former Communist Party of Latvia. Today, this is the International Trade Center. On the left are the houses with quaint facades. They were built by wealthy residents of the city in the late 19th, early 20th century. Here, you will find all sorts of architectural styles and trends. Nearly every Riga's architect left his architectural footprint in this area. For the most part, this used to be apartment buildings. Nowadays, these are offices of various companies and foreign embassies. are now on the Elizabeth Street. It is considered to be the very heart of the city's architecture from the end of the 19th and beginning of the 20th centuries. We recommend taking a walk here and don't forget your camera. You can now get off the bus at the stop C and check out the marvelous facades of the famous Albert Street, which runs parallel to this street on the block to the left. Albert Street hosts all the most significant architectural masterpieces of eclecticism. Decorative Art Nouveau, created by the famous Riga engineer and architect Michael Eisenstein. Also, you can see the works by Konstantin Pekshans and Asian Laube in the National Romanticism style. On the right, in front of you, the world's architectural heritage, the blue building with the Gorgon Medusa on the facade. This is the most significant work of Michael Eisenstein, built in the decorative Art Nouveau. Master was at the peak of his creativity, thanks to the birth of his son Sergei, who is also famous throughout the world as a director. He directed the famous movie Battleship Potemkin. Stop C. You may get off the bus and admire the architectural district of Art Nouveau. Take a look at the facades of the Riga streets of early 20th century. 40% of the buildings in the city center are constructed in the style of eclectic Art Nouveau. This is a much higher percentage than in other European cities. The distinctive feature of the Art Nouveau architecture is the functionality of the buildings. Decorative facades are completed with the unique creativity. However, the front facade of the building is not the only part that's important for the style. The overall image is what defines the modern trend of Art Nouveau, which includes the design of interior, furniture, dishes, and even the wardrobe. It is considered that the Art Nouveau of Riga is the one of a particular significance and expressiveness. There was no limit to the creativity of Riga architects, Konstantin Pekshans, Wilhelm Boxlev, and Michael Eisenstein. The so-called Art Nouveau, or National Romanticism, has received a particular recognition in the city's architecture.
We're now in Stabo Street, meaning post. In the 17th century, here was a post to which detained criminals were chained. It has not been preserved, but we do know of the execution of Riga instigator, a German named Gabriel Frank. He was chained to the pole and burnt alive. Justice in Riga was carried out by the executioner. This had to be a German and serving in the city council. This position was inherited by right of succession. The executioner also worked as a nightman. It's interesting to note that this post existed all the way up until 1863. You see the building of the Ministry of the Interior, which during Soviet times was the home of the notorious secret police, the KGB of the Latvian Soviet Republic. The old Gertrude's Church, constructed in 1869 by the architect Johann Belskop. St. Gertrude was regarded as the patron for travelers. Please pay attention to the numerous richly decorated steeples. There is also a new church of St. Gertrude. Both churches belong to the same Lutheran community.
Orthodox church called the Sacred Temple of Grand Duke Alexander Nevsky. Church was consecrated on 31st of October 1825. Today, this is one of the most visited churches Cup D, Hotel Latvia, and on a pedestal is a monument to the Field Marshal and the War Minister of Russia, a hero of the 1812 war, Barclay de Tolly. This is a convenient stop to check out the largest Orthodox cathedral in the Baltics. Nearby is also a church of Saint Gertrude, a saint patron of travelers. Also, not far away is a large modern shopping center, Galleria Riga. The Nativity of Christ Cathedral, also known as Riga Orthodox Cathedral. It was consecrated in 1884 and is the largest Orthodox church in the Baltics. Cathedral has 5 domes. It was built in Byzantine style, in the shape of a cross. The service is conducted in Russian. The cathedral is open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
The Freedom Monument. Opened in 1935, it was built with the help of public donations. It symbolizes Latvia's liberation from foreign powers. According to stories, after the war, Stalin had decided to blow up the Monument of Freedom. On the left, the German embassy in eclectic architectural style, designed by the architect Schells. Germany bought these premises in 1920. On the left, the Latvian State University main building, built in the 19th century in Roman style. The university was founded in the beginning of the 20th century on the fundaments of the Riga Polytechnic Institute. Today, the Latvian university boasts 14 faculties.
Riga is like the old lady, beautiful, well-kept, and sophisticated. She doesn't fully disclose the secrets of her wild youth. And today, we are trying to uncover some of her secrets covered under the wheel of centuries. Even if you've been to our city before and continue to get acquainted with Riga, you will surely see many more new and interesting things from the personal album of the enduring beauty. We are now at the central station square. This is the main square of the city. The first station building was built in 1861, when the railway Riga-Daugavpils was opened. The modern building of the station that you see was built exactly 100 years later. The area gained its present appearance quite recently, with the assistance of Finnish architects. The station clock tower is the famous meeting place for friends and business people. And on the top of the tower is located a cozy cafe where lovers enjoy a romantic view of the city from a bird's view. Today, the station hosts a modern shopping center Origo with shops and cafes. We recommend you take an opportunity to take a train ride to the resort town of Jurmala and take a walk along the sea beach and the Yoma Street, a beloved resort promenade. One of the most popular modes of transportation in Riga is a shuttle van. It is a minibus that gathers passengers along a specified route. The city has approximately 24 trolleybus lines and 50 bus routes. The first trolleybus was launched in 1947, but the oldest mean of transportation in Riga is the tram. The first horse tram appeared in the late 19th century. Let's not forget that Riga is not only the gorgeous architectural neighborhoods of the Ridge. Now, we will move to another part of town. It is a suburb of Latgale, a former Moscow suburb. It was named as such because of a road to Moscow that led through this area. A tall building with a spire is a reminder of Soviet occupation of Latvia. It was built in 1916 as the house of the collective farm movement, the example of the most advanced construction techniques of that time. 8 more buildings like that were designed and constructed by Stalin's order, 1 in Warsaw and 7 in Moscow. Today, this is Latvian Academy of Sciences, also partially occupied by publishers and various Riga's central market. The market has 5 indoor pavilions. The arch roofs of the pavilions were built in 1930 from the former German Zeppelin hangars. Each pavilion is selling its own type of goods. The market is open every day, 7 days a week, from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Be careful. Watch your wallets. The market is famous for its pickpockets. In front of us is a railway bridge, built in 1950. This is the third iron bridge across the Daugava River. You can see the remains of bases left from the previous bridge. The first iron bridge at this place was built in the second half of the 19th century. You can take an electric train across this bridge to get to the resort town of Jūrmala. The resort has been known since the early 19th century. Today, it is the vacation place for Latvian residents and visitors from around the world. The smell of the sea, mixed with the smell of pine, golden sandy beach, and a blue flag of clean environment. The high level of service in hotels, concerts and festivals attract up to 1 million visitors a year.
On the left, Hare Island and the Riga television tower. With a height of almost 369 meters, this is the tallest TV tower in the Baltics and the third highest in Europe. The high-speed elevator takes just 52 seconds to reach the 99-meter panoramic viewing area from where you can see the whole of Riga and its suburbs. The tower base goes 27 meters deep, and the technical resource for the tower is 250 years. In 1925, on November the 1st, the words Runa Riga, which means speak Riga, were spoken over the air, the official opening of the Latvian radio. Now from this tower, 5 Latvian television channels and 12 radio programs are broadcast. We offer you a 5-hour excursion with our coaches to Rundale. The beautiful Rundale Palace was designed by the Tsar's royal architect, Francesco Bartolomeo Rastrelli, and it is a remarkable example of Baroque and Rococo architecture in Latvia.
Our main stop A, Krāslavas, Town Hall Square, administrative and commercial center of the medieval city. Almost all bus and walking tours in Riga and Latvia begin here. Nearby are the riverboard moorings. The City Hall Square with House of the Black Hats is right near our stop. In the center of the square is a statue of Roland, a symbol of a free city. The City Hall was built here in the 14th century. Like 700 years ago, it is the residence of the city council, Riga's Dome, headed by the mayor of the city. In the House of the Black Hats, you will find the main tourist information center of Riga, Live Riga.